Hush, hush, hush. Here comes the... Ah! Boogeyman! That was dumb. Hi, everyone! It's me, Grant, the movie and TV guy. Hogan Rays and Popcorn with Grant, everybody. Tonight, we're talking about a movie. Movies and TV, that's what we do here. And that movie is... The Boogeyman. Ooh. So The Boogeyman is directed by Rob Savage, who previously did the film Host, which I liked, and Dashcam, which I have not yet seen. So that's his, sort of typical, film. Those are his previous two feature films. So, and The Boogeyman is loosely based on a short story by Stephen King. What is the film about? We begin with essentially an adaptation of the Stephen King story. A baby is crying in his or her, I think it's a boy, crying, and then a creature of some kind with the voice of his father appears, and let's just say the baby is dead. Yeah, it kills the kid. So, PG-13 is a bit death. So, then we have the title. We then basically go into this adaptation of the story, which, for those who've read the short story is essentially a therapist is talking to a patient who claims his children were taken by a monster. That is the setup. So, the therapist is Will. He's played by Chris Messin. The person whose children are taken away from them is Lester, played by David Dastmalchian. That's right, Polka Dot Man from the Suicide Squad is in this. And they go through the whole thing, and just as he's about to tell the authorities on what seems to clearly be a psychotic guy, I'm gonna go around the YouTube algorithm and just say he takes himself out of the equation in their home and essentially passes on the curse to them. And them, it turns out, is not just the therapist, but also his two daughters, Sadie, played by Sophie Thatcher, and Sawyer, played by Vivian Lyra Blair. Two young women, one a little girl, one a teenage girl, who had recently just lost their mother. And if that grief wasn't enough, there is some kind of... the monster in the little girl's closet is very real, and it is coming for them. Can they stop it? Let the mayhem begin. So, The Boogeyman is perfectly decent. It's hard to review a movie like The Boogeyman, other than to say I enjoyed it while I was watching it. There are very good qualities to it, there are very bad qualities to it, but the movie as a whole comes out to being good enough, I'm going to forget it in a week. And that's kind of this movie. Now, the one thing I will not forget, however, or the two things in this case, are Sophie Thatcher and Vivian Lyra Blair. Their performances are so good that they are kind of what elevates this from just under a recommendation to kind of just at a recommendation, because these two young actresses, Sophie Thatcher, so good on things like When the Streetlights Go On, Yellow Jackets, All Is Forgiven for Book of Boba Fett, there's nothing you can do with that character, and then Vivian Lyra Blair, who's been everywhere lately. I mean, this young actress has been very, busy between her work on the, I think, kind of underrated Fatal Attraction series, to Obi-Wan Kenobi as young Leia. Like, this kid's been around a bit, and very good. Both terrific young actors. Now, I also think it has the Boogeyman himself, both when we see him well and when we don't, is a pretty cool-ass monster. Both when you see him and when he's just in shadows. It's a creepy beastie to go up against. However, the biggest issue with the Boogeyman is that it's pretty derivative. If you've seen any movie about curses, if you've seen It Follows, if you've seen Smile, if you've seen The Ring, you've seen this movie. Or for that matter, if you've seen any of the recent sort of glut of grief horror movies, where grief is sort of the real monster, it's the monster's personification of grief. You've seen this movie. There's nothing really new here. There's nothing really new outside of the actual creature itself. There's nothing really new. Like, and even other Stephen King attitude. Like, is there an abandoned house that no one's touched in years? You bet. When all hope seems lost, does someone connected to an earlier case involving this creature suddenly know information on how to maybe defeat it? Of course they do. You know, is there a moment, like, does the father always not believe his daughters until it is almost too late? Of course he does, and that's my biggest issue. I'm so sick and tired of that trope. I said it in my review of Watcher. I said it in my review of Smile. I am so sick of the trope of the parent/significant other who doesn't believe the hero until it is almost too late. I hate that trope. It's tired. It was tired in the 80s. It was tired in the 70s. It was tired in the 90s. It was tired in the 2000s. It was tired in the 2010s. It was tired. It's tired now. It's been tired since the days of Mary Shelley. I'm so done with that trope. It is so old. That being said, I am going to give a modest recommendation to the Boogeyman. But again, it is just barely a recommendation, because the things that I have a problem with in this movie are big problems. But it's not a bad movie. It's a well-made, well-directed, creepy at times, very, well-acted film. But the things that are bad in it really weigh it down. It's kind of one of those situations where the good things about it bring it up, but the bad things about it weigh it down like an anchor. That being said, I feel like I'm being just a smidge generous. I'm going to give The Boogeyman a matinee. I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. I feel like I'm not angry. I know I'm enthusiastic. There's just things in this that really sort of bugged me, but yeah, 3.5 stars for The Boogeyman. It's fine. It's kind of a middle school sleepover type of movie. It's PG. It's PG-13, and it's very much PG-13. There's nothing really scary about this movie, to be honest with you. But yeah, it was fine. It was fine. I really look forward to... I feel like both these young actresses are going to go on to be kind of big deals down the line. They're very talented, and they kind of make this movie more than it is. Yeah. So 3.5 out of 5 stars for The Boogeyman. Let's close the book on it. Yeah. That's it. Trailer trash. Trailer trash. Let's talk some trailer trash. Insidious The Red Door, talked about it, looks good. The Blackening, talked about it, looks good. Seen that in a couple weeks as well. Five Nights at Freddy's, talked about it, looks good. The Nun 2, Roman numeral 2. Teaser trailer, I don't think it's online yet. I think that they're probably holding... I think it was only for our screening, maybe. The jump scare got me. When you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. I didn't like the first Nun, but I don't know. I think I like the director of this one. I think I might like this one a little more. The Last Voyage of the Demeter, talked about it, looks good. Transformers Rise of the Beast, talked about it, looks good. Poor Things, talked about it, looks good. Haunted Mansion, talked about it, looks good. Like, I'm genuinely looking forward to Haunted Mansion. And then Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, talked about it, looks good. Was there shawarma? No, there was not. Alright, we will be back tomorrow night for Sanctuary. Sometime this weekend we'll be talking Shooting Stars. Next week is Transformers Rise of the Beast and Flaming Hot. And that's all coming up. That'll all be next time. And until next time, I'm Grant the Movie and TV Guy. I see it all, and I'm happy to share it with you. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I love all classes, Mr. Love 3000. Be kind to one another. If you like this video, give it a like if you want to. Give it a subscribe if you want to. Give it the bell. I don't know what it does. That's what you're supposed to do, or so I've been told. Leave a comment, even if it's, hey Grant, I like waffles. It really helps out. If you don't have mails or reviews, lists, and other fun stuff, you can check me out on letterboxd.com at RaisedOnPopcornWithGrant. Twitter, I'm at RaisedGrant. You can find me on Facebook, Raised on Popcorn with Grant. Instagram, at Raised on Popcorn with Grant. Serialized, all one word, all lowercase, Raised on Popcorn. Check out my podcast, Raised on Popcorn with Grant, the podcast, on Spotify and Anchor. Some of you already have, but even if you haven't, take care of yourself, take care of your mental health. It's incredibly important, and I want to know down below, what did you think of The Boogeyman? Did you like the movie? Did you hate the movie? Think my opinion's good? Think I'm full of shit? Comment below, let me know. And until we meet again, we are all raised on popcorn. Make mine with extra butter. And I'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone. Have a good night. Bye.